So, in today's episode of Wake and Baked News, what do we have to talk about? Well, the man, the myth, the ghost, phantom, possibly, CoryxKenshin, is going through some. There's some allegations being that were, in my opinion, carelessly thrown his way. You see, this is the big part of Wake and Baked. Like if you got it. Oh, only if you're like 21 or older. But you see here. Let me show you. Let me show you. Bam. CoryxKenshin is facing backlash after a woman shared a TikTok video alleging he was abusive, manipulative, and toxic during their relationship. You gotta be careful, man, because first off, this doesn't sound like Corey to me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like Corey to me at all. It's hard to believe, but at the same time, there's a lot of influencers that get called out for something that you wouldn't think they would do. You know. Yeah. That being said, let's actually dive into this ish. You know what I'm saying? Because like you can't just take, especially because of the Me Too movement, you can't just take a woman's word as is anymore. You know what I'm saying? Fuck believe all women. You know what I'm saying? There's too many false allegations that have been detrimental to the safety and to the well-being and to the believability, the willing to believe an actual victim, a woman that's an actual victim instead of someone just throwing around false accusations again. So fuck that whole believe all women thing. We don't do that shit no more. We don't ride with that no more. All that would did was turn it into where men are guilty until proven innocent, instead of innocent until proven guilty. So we're gonna actually dive into this a bit, see what's good, see what's great. Now, obviously, Corey and the chick in question, I don't know her name. We're just gonna call her Panda. It's a part of her tag, but I'm not gonna like post. I don't really want to say what the tag is because I don't want to send hate and hate. I don't want to send hate her way. No one go harass this. No one harass this person. All right, no one harass this chick right here. We're gonna call her Panda. But here is the video in question where, well, here's one of the videos in questions. The video in question, as well as we have some statements she made on her TikTok telling her story, which is apparently a pretty long story because there's like 3 different posts. 2 of those posts have 35 pages and the last one has 33 pages. But we're going to go over it all. Now I'm ready. Okay, so I'm going to play this clip and come on, let me know what y'all think about this, and like towards the end. Let me know what y'all think. In my opinion, well, I'll save it. Here it is.
I'm still on.
Then I woke up again and it was off.
Did you watch me sleep?
Hmm?
Did you watch me sleep?
I'm still on.
I'm still on.
Then I woke up again and it was off.
Did you watch me sleep?
Hmm?
Did you watch me sleep?
Yeah, I actually did something to you while you were asleep too.
What?
I'm sorry. I just got this fetish that I do. You know.
What
I didn't hurt you. You're good, right?
What'd you do, Corey?
Just don't worry about it.
Corey?
Good.
Corey, what did you do?
You do nothing. Look, this came right in my face. I didn't do anything.
He did something, and I'm gonna find out on the next episode of
Dragon Ball Z, where you going with this?
Now, you might be thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Why post this shit? Right? If she posting this shit, something bound to come out. You know what I'm saying? So allegations about to go down. Ish is about to happen. Yo, RP Corey the GOAT. Say it ain't so. Man, if this shit turns out to be real, blah, 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 blah. That's what you would think, right? Well, I mean, there are plenty of followers of CoryxKenshin and maybe followers of Panda as well who are willing to believe Panda right out the jump, off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Or obviously they're gonna find that clip a little sus. You know what I'm saying? But there's more. But wait, there's more. Not another clip, but this is the shit I was talking about. The shit with 35 pages. Well, 70, 103, technically. Yeah. We're gonna go over that shit. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Because this is remember the post on Twitter by Fearbook said that she said that he was abusive, manipulative, and toxic during the relationship. All we saw was pretty much an SA allegation. Well, no, not an SA allegation, but it was some such shit. But it could have been out of context, and also to me it just sounds like Corey. Not that he would actually do something like that, but he would joke about that. It's complete. Well, not that he would joke about that, but he would make jokes like that. You know what I'm saying? Not meaning anything like that. But here is some more of her some more stuff. Just some background music. You don't need to worry about it. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready, kids? Don't look at me like that. It's cola. I didn't want to do this, but I don't owe you my silence anymore. There's no clean way to start, just that familiar weight in my chest, while the world kept applauding someone who never showed up for me. I was never part of your world publicly. You made sure I stayed close, just far enough to be invisible. Real quick, like not everybody wants. So right there, this first part to me sounds like she was mad that he didn't include her in his content. Like maybe he doesn't want the world knowing about his relationship status. The world doesn't need to know everything about him. Maybe that's how maybe he doesn't want them knowing everything about him. So just because he didn't add you to his content and make it publicly, like shouting from the rooftops and have you in all of his videos or talking about you in all of his videos or whatever, just because he didn't do that doesn't mean anything. What if he just wanted to keep you to himself, you know, instead of having the world judge your relationship or judge whatever it is you're doing, just like we're doing now, because you wanted to come out with this shit. As we continue, your followers eat up the whole man of faith image you push, but faith without basic decency isn't faith, it's branding. Damn, that's cold-blooded. Because obviously we don't know we don't know this, we can't confirm this at all. But there's going to be people who are willing to believe it just off the rip that she said it. Now, everybody likes to think that their favorite streamers or their favorite content creators are the same person when that they are off camera, that they are on camera. This just kind of ruins that image for some people that they think that Corey's the same person as he is on camera, that he is off camera. You know what I'm saying? And of course, like I said, most of us won't be able to verify this because we may not ever meet Corey in the flesh and be able to tell what he's like. Me personally, I'm an introvert. I will be the quiet one, especially if I just met a new group of people. I will be the quiet one, probably off in the distance. Don't try to include me in shit. I don't want to deal with that. I'll sit and watch and judge y'all for a bit before I actually decide if I want to befriend y'all. Anyway, you talk about devotion, but act like hurting people in private doesn't count. That's not devotion. That's hypocrisy. You fooled a lot of people, but not me. What the fuck is she talking about? Sorry. What the F is she talking about? No. Branding. And now she's saying, you talk about devotion, but act like hurting people in private doesn't count. Okay. I'm hearing accusations. I'm not seeing proof. I'm not seeing proof. I'm willing to listen, willing to read. I'm not about to believe this shit unless I see any proof. And what am I missing right now? Proof. You fooled a lot of people, but not me. When I met you, I was at one of the lowest points in my life. I was still healing, still trying to remember how to love myself after going so long without it. Without loving yourself? Without love. Because you do know they say you have to love yourself before you can love others for a reason, right? So if you haven't even if you're trying to remember how to love yourself, that means you haven't been loving yourself to begin with. Which means you could have it's a possibility that you could have done just a bad partner as you're claiming Corey was. Like maybe you were a selfish partner. Like you wanted all of his attention and you wanted him to put you on camera. You wanted him to give you clout. But since he didn't make you public, you didn't get the clout that you wanted. Maybe. And that's why you're doing this. Maybe. It's just speculation. Maybe. I had all this love and nowhere to put it. And for a moment, your attention made me feel seen. Like maybe I wasn't invisible anymore. Even writing this now has me crying so hard, I can barely breathe. Press exit out. The pain still lives in my body, like it just happened yesterday. I'm not writing this because I still care. I'm writing this because I've carried too much in silence. Okay? You ghosted me, not because you were confused, but to teach me a lesson. You made me feel like I had to shrink just to earn a reply. Every move was calculated, even if I couldn't see it back then. Damn. That does sound bad. That sounds like it sucks, to be honest. But this is every story has three sides. Her story, his story, and the truth. Right now we're seeing her side. And right now, I'm judging. Right now, it feels like you just wanted a lot of his attention. Maybe he couldn't offer all the attention that you wanted him to, especially when it comes to social media and making, like you said, making you guys public, making you a part of his public world. The clout. Kind of like how that one OF chick used Neon. You know that streamer Neon? Yeah. How she used him for clout and for a come up. Anyway. Anytime I tried to speak up, you twisted it into something wrong with me. And while I sat alone, replaying every word, breaking myself apart, just trying to make sense of it, they were out here calling you a positive role model. Well, what were you trying to speak up about? What? Ghosted you to teach you a lesson about what? About what? She's just saying things without stating what the reason behind them was. Like, you ghosted me to teach me a lesson. About what? And why did he ghost? Like, you say he ghosted you to teach you about a lesson, but what did you do for him to ghost you? Or what do you think you did? What lesson do you think he was trying to teach you? All these open-ended statements. Anytime I try to speak up, you try to turn it into something that's wrong with me. What did you try to speak up about? And while I sat, wait, I already read that one. It continues. They'll never know how many nights I cried quietly into my pillow, trying to convince myself it wasn't that bad, just so I wouldn't have to admit how deeply it broke me. What are you talking about, though? What did he do that left you crying in your pillow at night? Trying to convince yourself what wasn't that bad? What are you saying broke you? You never showed up when it mattered. You only came around when it was convenient, when you wanted something, when it was easy. But when I needed care, support, the bare fucking minimum, you vanish. Bro, what is it with women, Western women saying the bare minimum all the time? Like a man could. Okay, most women right now in the West are saying that chivalry is dead. That men don't open doors for women anymore. They don't do this. They don't do that for anymore. But if a man, that a man doesn't bring them flowers anymore. He doesn't do all this shit for them anymore. But when a man actually does that shit for them, brings them flowers, opens the door, pulls out the chair, shows the chivalry that they say is missing. When a man actually does that, the woman goes, bare fucking minimum. What? It's like nothing is good for y'all anymore. What the fuck? A man could lasso the moon. Fuck it. A man could go Piccolo style and blow up the moon. A man could lasso the moon, bring it down with all the stars attached to it, make a necklace out of it just for you, shrink it down to a perfect size or fit around your neck, and you would be like, bare fucking minimum. Like, shut the fuck up. All right, I'm getting heated for no reason. That's annoying. Again. Okay, now you're just saying, now it looks like you're saying he only came around not as often, he didn't come around as often as you wanted, right? That's what I'm reading into this to say. He didn't come around, or he didn't spend as much time with you as you wanted. Again, maybe he was busy. I don't know. But excuse me. But right now it just sounds like you were just kind of wanting more attention from him that he could give you. Is that his fault? No. And maybe sometimes he needed space from you because you were way too like clingy and on top of him. Like maybe sometimes he did just need space from you. I don't know. We don't know what the relationship was like. That was your punishment. Silence, distance, disappearing like affection was something I had to earn. Like loving you too loudly meant I needed to be put in my place. Again, this is kind of just open-ended shit. I don't know, bro. Hey, Annie, no, I cannot reply right now. Let's see. Yeah, right now it's just looking like he didn't give her the attention that she wanted, especially when it comes to being online and in the public space with him. You treated my body, my heart, my time like they were things you could shelve and retrieve whenever it suited you. Like I only existed when you needed to feel wanted. You made sure your absence cut deeper than your presence ever comforted. Wow, words, English, humans. And the worst part, that kind of damage takes effort. So, congratulations. And then came the subtle jabs. You once asked if I wanted to know how much you made. I said no, because I didn't care. I don't know if Cory would actually ever say that. But of course, I don't know how Cory is in person. But that doesn't seem like... Obviously, Cory's not going to show that part of him online. But I just don't know if that's something anyone... Like, there are so many streamers that I cannot imagine... I couldn't imagine any streamer saying some shit like this. Or any content creator saying some shit like this. Except, like, maybe if you're like, I'm Alex. Maybe somebody like him. But Cory, I don't see him saying that. I don't know about that one. I've never depended on anyone. I've worked hard my whole life and made my own money. But still, you made me feel small for the job I had. Like I was a disappointment just for not living up to your standards. Men don't really... When it comes to dating for men aren't going... Especially men that are fucking multimillionaires. They're not gonna... They tend to not care what their woman does at the job. That's why people say that men are more likely to just date a McDonald's worker because she brings them peace than they are to date some other multi-millionaire or boss babe chick because they don't care about what a woman does for her job. So that part, I'm gonna say that's part's made up. I'm gonna call BS on that one because like men don't really care what their women. The only type of man that would care what their woman does for a job is like a bum. You know what I'm saying? Just so they can leech off her. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Corey caring. I don't see most men caring about what their woman does for a job or about what their partner does for a job. You know what I'm saying? It's women that care what their partner, how much their partner makes, and what their partner does for a job. It's women that do that shit, not men. So I'm gonna call BS on that one, bro. It's because women are still gonna be looking for a man to be a provider. They date across and up. That's hypergamy. Women want men who are doing better than them. They may go for a man who's on the same level as them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They will do that. But most of the time they want someone who's doing better than them. And they will never be with someone who does worse than them. But men are happy to date a chick that makes peanuts for a job. They don't care. We don't care what a woman would make, what our partners would make for a job. We don't. Let's see. Like I was a disappointment just for not living up to your standards. I never asked for your money, your platform, your help, any of it. Certainly looks like that's what you were mad about in the beginning. You know, that first page talking about how you were upset that he didn't put you in the public with him. He didn't make you part of his public world. It sounds like he wanted him to put you on his platform. I'm just saying. I didn't want what you had. I just wanted to be treated like I mattered, like a human fucking being. But even that felt like too much for you. Now she's kind of repeating the same shit. She's just mad that he didn't give her the attention that she wanted, didn't make her part of his public world. So far, that's all I'm getting from this. It probably bothered you that I wasn't impressed. I didn't melt for your image, your ego, your self-importance. Nani the fuck? That I saw right through you and still gave you the chance to be real. Okay, I'm not gonna say all women do this because all women don't do this, but a lot of women will only be with you based off your clout. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to this one chick once, a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, yeah, I do work a job, but I also do streaming. I'm also a streamer on the side. She goes, oh, how many? What's your handle? Told her my handle. As soon as she found out I was just like some small time content creator, never heard from her again, bruh. Never heard from her again. So yeah, there are women out there that will just be like, oh, he's got clout. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me get with him. But now she's trying to say that she wasn't impressed and he supposedly thought she would be impressed, or that he was bothered that she was not impressed. Hey, yo, it's like, it seems like you were impressed and now you're projecting because you want to make him look bad. You want to make him look like he was all in his ego while he was with you, and that you, and that, again, we don't even know about how the relationship was because it wasn't public. You know what I'm saying? But I highly doubt he was all, yeah, you know, I'm CoryxKenshin, baby. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky to be with me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I doubt that shit happened, bro. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't sound real. But then again, we don't know what Corey's like behind the camera, off camera. But that version of you, the one who could actually care, he never fucking existed. Ooh, snap, snap, snap. And then came your one grand fucking gesture. Flowers, candy, a teddy bear, and a card. Okay. Valentine's Day? Or nah? Birthday? Nah, I don't know. The first thing you ever bothered to give me. The last thing that felt remotely real. Uh-huh. Okay. So now it's also about material possessions. What he can give you. Hold on, him giving you material possessions was the last thing that felt real. Is because he gave you material things instead of just like being there with you or being there for you when he could. Okay, that's weird though. The card said, "Nami, Nami." You mean like One Piece? Anyway, Nami, Nami. How does Corey sound? Nami. The way I feel about you is real. You are that's not Corey. You are so wonderful, so gentle, and so kind. Not to mention sexy. I miss you and hope this puts a big old smile on that pretty face. See. A romantic. Corny, but still. It felt like maybe, finally, something was different. For a split second, I let it crack my armor. I let myself believe you. Again, I don't see what he did wrong. So far, all I see is that he didn't give you the attention that you wanted. That's it. That's all I'm seeing right now. When you called that night and poured out a heart to heart, said, I made a lot of said, I made a lot of mistakes, but you were never one of them. I fucking cried because even after everything, I still wanted to believe you were capable of being good to me. And then the next day, someone told me they saw you in California with another girl. I already knew where you were going. You told me that part. So either that's, again, no proof. Also, if she's just taking people's word for granted, like if she's just taking chat's word for granted without them giving any proof or without knowing anything, that's sad. Bro. That's a weak mental, to be honest. That's a weak mental, to be honest. I don't know about that one. Anyway. But you never said who you're going with. So I assumed it was your family. What if it was? That's how it always was with you. I never really knew that what you were doing, just whatever pieces you decided to share. Man keeps to himself. Honestly, I do that. So that I can't be mad about, but I can't see how it can make your partner worry or whatever. But then low key, that's just insecurity on her part. Am I wrong? All I did was ask, calmly, the way anyone seeing someone would. I'm not the type to pry or get jealous or over nothing, but when the details don't add up, I pay attention. But you snapped at me. You said it was your sister's. Got defensive. I wasn't accusing you of shit. I was just wanting the truth. But your reaction said everything, even if it really was your sister. Right. The guilt always slipped out before you cover it. You always gave yourself away, and then you ghosted me again. I guess he got tired of this of you constantly wondering, of you constantly questioning his loyalty, or constantly questioning if he was with someone. I've been there. Well, maybe not. Maybe he was just distant. Maybe there was a fight y'all had, and he didn't feel like talking to you sometimes, and so we're only hearing about the parts where he didn't want to talk to you because of the fight y'all had. I don't know. We're not seeing or hearing the full story. It's just, you didn't give me attention, the attention that I wanted. You didn't make me part of your public world. And you went, I heard that you went to an event with some girl, with some other girl. Oh my God, bro. Anyway, he's better off. He's better off without her. Do you know what kind of pattern? Do you know what that kind of pattern does to someone? It rewires your nervous system. It teaches you not to trust softness, not to believe kindness. It makes you think that if something feels good, it's probably a setup. That was the real you, not the sweet, funny persona you flashed on camera. Just a selfish, image-obsessed coward who cared more about looking good than being good. Damn. So we're really leaning on the ego shit, huh? Huh. Why? Is he actually like an egotistical type of person? A prideful type of person? That's one of the 7 deadly sins, by the way. I can get behind that. Welcome to the dark side, Cory. Or is she calling him selfish because, again, go back to the beginning, he didn't share her he didn't share her to the public world, for his public world. You couldn't even stay in the same room as your own consequences. Because accountability doesn't get likes, right? You couldn't even stay in the same room as your own consequences. You couldn't even stay in the same room as me because of your own consequences. You couldn't even stay in the same room as your own consequences because accountability doesn't get likes. Okay, I get it. I get what you're trying to say. Like, if he did something and there was consequences for him, to be paid, he would just leave the room instead of like staying and like having people yell at him or some shit. I don't know. I'm guessing, obviously, but you're trying to say he's running from accountability as well? I don't know. That's just a bad look. Would he do something like that, or maybe he just got tired of arguing and just wanted to leave? Because we know he wasn't sharing her with the public world like that, apparently. So she's probably talking about a moment where it was just them two. They had an argument. He got tired of the argument and left, maybe. Or maybe some other shit happened. Again, we don't know because we're not seeing any details. She's not painting a picture. She's just kind of making these open-ended statements and questions and shit. Like, stay in the same room as his own stay in the same room as his own consequences because of what? What type of consequences? What action led to what consequences that would cause him to leave the room? What are you talking about? So right now it's not getting anything. It's just kind of an I'm sad letter because I hate my ex type shit. Bro, again, there's like 2 more fucking tabs of this shit, by the way. But the second tab, it starts off that this is where it gets worse, quote unquote worse. So I'm guessing it's gonna quote unquote get better. As in, like, not just be, maybe she'll actually have some evidence or some more detail or some shit, but not just this. I spent so long asking what was wrong with me, wondering how I could show up with my whole heart and still not be enough, trying to be softer, quieter, easier to love. But the truth is, so you admit you were a headache. But the truth is, I was never asking for too much. Your girls tell you, your girlfriends tell you that? Your sisterhood tell you that? I just kept pouring into someone who never planned to give anything back. You knew how badly I wanted to be loved, so you breadcrumbled just enough affection to keep me hoping, then called me crazy for wanting more. Music. And still I gave you the benefit of the doubt every time. I let your excuses rewrite the truth just so it would hurt a little less. I held you, I held your chaos like it was love because that's all you ever offered. Uh-huh. I just kept handling, bro. I really don't want to read the rest of this, to be honest. I just kept handing you chances. You kept trying to make sense of the hurt. Kept believing maybe there was something good in you. The words holding me, the parts on me. But everything after that, it's all you. Okay, finally, this was just the beginning. Part 2 comes later tonight, and it only gets heavier. This wasn't heavy to begin with. This was just crying. Like, now I'm starting to see why people like Nux Taku, instead of saying women, they say whammon. That's all this was. It was crying. All right. Part 2, where it quote unquote gets worse. Hold on. Let me prepare, because if it's supposed to get quote unquote worse, I don't know if my little heart can handle it. I don't know, man. Whew. That last one was tough. That last one was tough. Oh my God, how could Cory do her like that? Let me strap in. All right, let's get it. Where it gets worse. And then came the Xbox messages. Xbox messages. All right. If there's an Xbox messages, you should at least be able to screenshot those, right? Clip those, like picture them. It should still be in your Xbox, right? You should be able to like take a picture and put it online, right? It wasn't even what you said. It was how casually you said it. Like nothing you'd done had ever left a scar. Like you hadn't already shattered me once and just been bored. Oh shit. Okay, we got messages. Oh, well, there's her name. Shit. Do not harass this person. Okay, so what's up? You're still seeing someone? That's not Cory. That's not Cory at all. Why do you ask? Because I'm trying to fuck your life up some more. What? That was a joke. Jeez, LOL. I was just asking. Never heard you curse before. That's why it threw me off. I only heard him cuss in his videos, like all the time. And she obviously knew who he was. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. Maybe she didn't watch. Maybe she didn't watch his video. We've heard him cuss before, right? Right. All right. What else? That was it. When you said Xbox messages, I was expecting like multiple pages of Xbox messages, but this is like one page of messages, and all he did was ask if you were still seeing someone. I don't know how damning that's supposed to be. All he asked was if you were still seeing someone. Ooh, shit. And then he joked about fucking your life up. Probably because maybe he didn't. Maybe he wasn't the best boyfriend, as in giving you the time that you wanted, like he kept saying, like you've been saying so far. And maybe it was something that bothered you, and so that's why he said that. I don't know. All I can do is speculate because I don't really have much to go off of. Like it was funny, like it was cute, as if the pain you caused the first time wasn't real. The confusion, the trauma, the fucking aftermath. All just a joke. Now that you were bored again. I said broke again. Ooh. My chest locked up. I wasn't even surprised, just furious you still had the audacity to crawl back in like you were welcome. Like I'd let you ruin me again for your own entertainment. You didn't come back to make things right. You came back because because fucking with me made you feel powerful. We haven't seen any proof of him fucking with you. All we've heard is you talking about how he wouldn't let you into his public world and that he didn't give you the attention that you wanted. That was it. There's like one other thing, right? Stop with the music. There's like one other thing, right? Let's see. What's the last one? I think that was it. No, oh, now he was selfish. I think that wasn't it, was it? But that's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying really anything really damning. Like he didn't do shit. So far, it looks like he didn't do shit. So how could that be fucking with you? Anyway, because you knew I used to let you in. Because you counted on the damage you did to keep me soft. The damage he did to keep you soft? That's okay. Okay. Because you thought I'd be too broken to bite back. Ratata, use bite. Panda, use bite. Okay, here's more. Okay, finally. What did the last one say? What did the last one say? Okay, that's why it threw me off. Okay, I don't think this is a continuance. This is at 10:26. She sent that. And they were texting pretty back and forth pretty rapidly, so there shouldn't be too big of a gap in timeline if it continues. 10:46. 20 minutes later. I wonder what happened in that 20 minutes. Because I wanted you. Wanted me how? Because I wanted you. Wanted me how? Like how like how I've had you. Like in a relationship type of way or something else. Like something else. That's kind of messed up. I wasn't a toy. I know that. I wasn't just about to message you after a year and ask you to be my girlfriend. You must be out of your mind. Okay, that's kind of cold-blooded. But yeah, I get it, because you're not just a message out of nowhere and the first thing you say is be my girlfriend. You don't want to do that. But anyway. Wait, also, like in a relationship or something else. Like something else. This could mean just sex, or it could mean just friends. For now. Before you go into a relationship. I don't know. I guess I was just a good fuck for you. Maybe it was for just sex. When you said relationship, I thought you meant I was just gonna ask you out. Nah. I mean you were. But that's not all you were. You were. Anyway, doesn't matter. You're with someone. That's how it felt at the time. Even if I wasn't. I wouldn't have let you in again. And when I did that with you, it's something I just don't do with anyone. You wouldn't have let me fuck again? LOL. No, I wouldn't. Damn, couldn't get them cheeks again, huh? Shit. Couldn't imagine that. Anyway, I'm glad, and I'm the same. I don't fuck anyone. Double bummer. The difference between you and I, though, is that I don't do it with just anyone because I was whoa. I don't do it with just anyone because I was blank SA'd. I'm not saying that for you to feel bad or whatever, but for you to understand. So you say he does it with just anyone? Also, you were SA'd? Damn. That's some trauma shit right there. Have you addressed that? Have you seen a therapist? Sorry that happened to you. I know you told me that. I didn't know I got lumped into the category with a person that did that. Because I was being used for that, I guess. That time when you told me how you felt was not real too. What? Read that again. because I was being used for that. I guess that time when you told me how you felt was not real too. Do you hear yourself? You knew I survived SA. You knew how hard it was to feel safe in my own body, and you used that as what? Just to remind me how far you gotten. What the? He didn't use that as leverage. I don't see him using that as leverage. He's not using you being SA'd as leverage. He's saying he's questioning what you meant. Like what? She said, all right, I mean, but that's not da 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 da. It's like, you would not let me fuck again? She's like, no, I wouldn't. Where is he using the fact that you were SA'd as leverage to try and fuck again? I'm glad. I'm the same. I don't fuck anyone. Double bummer. $10.54. 10:54, 10:50. All right, just making sure the time stamps, bro. And then you randomly bring this out of nowhere, saying the difference between you and him is that you don't do it with just anyone because you were SA'd. You were the one that brought that up. He didn't use that as leverage. What the fuck is she talking about? Saying that he used the fact that she was SA'd as leverage to try and sleep with her. Am I missing something? Like in a relationship type of way, or like something else? Like something else. Maybe he did want to smash. Maybe he was trying to get it in. That's not him using you being SA'd as leverage. That's just being like, damn, wonder what my ex is up to. Kind of miss her. Man, I've been thinking about her for a minute. I wonder if I can get back together with her. But first, wonder if I can wonder if I can smack. I don't know. But that doesn't seem like him using her being SA'd as leverage. Like, she's the first one that brought it up. And she tried to use that, the fact that she was SA, she tried to use that as a reason to say, I don't do it with just anyone. As if he does. And trying to say that the difference between them is that she doesn't do it with just anyone because she was SA. Okay. That's a good reason to not just do it with anyone, but that doesn't invalidate the fact that Corey just said, I don't fuck anyone. I'm the same. I don't fuck anyone. So you both don't fuck anyone. The only difference is you were SA'd. So are you saying that if you weren't ever SA'd, you'd be trying to fuck anyone? Or first, but like, why are you bringing that up in the beginning? And then you say that he tried to leverage that shit over you. What the fuck? You're the one that brought it up. Just to remind me how far you gotten. Y'all did date, so I kind of expected. Threw it in my face like I should have been, like I should be flattered. He didn't really throw anything into your face. He just wanted to try and smash. That's it. He didn't remind you how far he'd gotten. He didn't use you being SA'd as leverage. And also, this right here makes it sound like I don't know. It just sounds sus. Like, it sounds weird. Like, that's messed up. To try and say that he used it as leverage. That's fucked up. What kind of light are you trying to paint this guy in? He didn't want me. He wanted access. The version of me who froze when things felt wrong. who kept forgiving you because I thought love was supposed to hurt. What the fuck? She didn't go. She never got that essay shit. You know, she never processed that trauma. She never went to therapy. Now she's like trying to use it to blame him for trying to link up with his ex. I mean, if anything, I could say that's the only thing Corey's guilty of, trying to link up with his ex. Because now she's making a whole giant ass like a mountain out of a molehill type situation to try and get some clout, the clout that you never gave her when y'all were dating. When I pushed back, you got defensive. I don't know why I'm lumped into that category. Fuck you. You put yourself there. Oh, I don't know why I'm lumped into that category. He didn't put himself there. Did he put himself in there? Did he put himself there because he had sex with you? Is that what you're saying? Y'all were dating. He didn't SA you. Y'all were dating. What the fuck? But now you're putting him in the same category as the guy who SA'd you? Or the person who SA'd you? That is kind of fucked up. You crossed lines you had no right to. Okay, now you're making it sound like he did something that he shouldn't have done. And you didn't know exactly what you were doing. Then he tried to backpedal, like everything could be undone if you called it a mistake. But it wasn't a mistake. It was you, being you. Now she's trying to make it sound like he actually did that shit. Backpedal? You were never used for sex. I need to make sure you understand that. I loved you. Like I said, I didn't have my shit together. You loved me? How is that possible? Then you had the nerve to say, I loved you back then. I just didn't have my shit together. Really? You had the money, the platform, the fans, the house, the car, everything. That's having your shit together to you? Having material possessions is having your shit together? Man, women really don't think about men's mental health, do they? Especially when a man when a man comes up out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? When a man when a young man suddenly comes into a shit ton of wealth and they're not ready for it, they weren't prepared for that. They didn't expect it. And then they get all this attention on them, all these eyes on them. No wonder, I mean, Corey takes random long ass breaks for a reason. He's known for that. Maybe it's because of his mental health, like his mental well-being. You know what I'm saying? He's tired of people speculating everything he does just whenever he's on camera. So he needs time away. That's understandable to me. And not having your mental health together is not having your shit together. But you're saying he had all these material possessions, and that means he had all of his shit together. So really, this whole thing is just telling me that it does get worse because it's worse. It makes her look worse. Because really, the only thing you're thinking about is material possessions and him not putting you on. That's all I see. Now, this other shit you're saying right now, trying to make him sound like he actually did something to you, that's fucked up. I need some proof. I ain't just gonna believe you. If he did do it, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'll take back some things I said and shit. But if I'm not seeing any proof, I ain't gonna believe you off the rip of that. Because right now, it really looks like you're trying to make him say he did something to you. That ain't right. Even if it's like, even if he did nothing, even hinting at, even making it seem like he did, that's fucked up. If he's innocent, he didn't do shit, you making it seem like he did is fucked up. You had every tool to be a decent human being, and you still chose to be careless with someone you claim to love. I didn't have my shit together either, but I still showed up with heart, with honesty, with care. I never used my chaos as an excuse to mind fuck someone else. Oh my God. But I guess empathy doesn't hit the same when the mirror's not bro, all this shit is really just her sounding dramatic about and saying the same shit over and over again, and just her sounding dramatic about it. Because if someone can say, I loved you after they've already destroyed you, what the fuck does love even mean? And if anyone else is reading this, I want you to really ask yourself something. How would you feel? Do you keep making excuses for him? Or do you still tell yourself it wasn't that bad? We don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just talking. I'm trying to make it sound all dramatic and shit. Or like he did something. We have no proof. All we have is dramatization and just theatrical, like it's theatrical dramatization. Making shit sound flowery and shit. Like, what did he do? How did he do it? How did it make you feel? Like, say it, show us proof, and let us take that and go with it. Right now, you're just like trying to paint a picture with words, and your picture is looking blurry because there's no substance in your words. And there's nothing. There's no content. There's no substance in what you're trying to say. Because I did for a very long time. I held in everything while they held him up. What makes it worse is how many people still praise you. How many don't know who you really are. How many built their platforms just by orbiting yours. And while all of that was happening, something else started to happen to me. What would you do if the nurse called you your name and the moment you sat down, the world stopped making sense? TNBC, stage 3A, aggressive. Okay, well, let me fucking look this shit up. What's TNBC?
POV, I convinced my dad he's a wanted man.
Triple negative brand scale. Ooh, shit. My sympathies. You're staring at the doctor's mouth, but the sound's already gone. No tears, just shock. Like your soul stepped out of your body and left you alone to hold the news. Heart slamming against your bro. If you want to write a fantasy novel, just write a fucking drama fantasy novel. If you want to write a drama novel, just fucking do it. Like, don't try to ruin a nigga's life over some shit that so far it doesn't seem like anything happened. Just being dramatic about some shit and trying to make it. You are making it seem like he did some shit though. So I want some proof of that shit though. Let's see. Heart slamming against your ribs, tunnel vision. Thoughts collapsing under your words like chemo, mass economy, radiation. And outside, the pandemic makes sure no one's there to catch you. You're isolated, terrified, too stunned to tell more people or to tell more than a handful of people because you barely believe it yourself. You walk out knowing your life just shattered, yet somehow you still have to keep walking. Be strong, girl. Be strong. I reached out to people not for comfort, but for closure. Because when you've survived trauma like mine, and you're forced to face the possibility that your story could end early, you do what feels right for your soul, whether anyone else understands or not. So I reached out to you. I didn't reach out because I was weak. I did it because it was my time to. I did it because if my time was up, I wasn't taking your unfinished damage with me. Wow. Your unfinished damage with me. I wasn't taking that shit. I wasn't taking it. And what did you say? That was the most passive-aggressive cancer reveal ever. LOL. Holy shit, bro. That was the most passive aggressive cancer reveal ever. 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 Okay. Read that again. I already read it. I don't need to read it again. That shit's funny. Anyway. That wasn't just cold. It was fucking cruel. It hit harder than the diagnosis itself. Honestly, what is he supposed to say? Like, you probably texted him out of nowhere, and the only thing he said was the can. Like, let us see what you said. Why did you cut that only his response out? What did you say? How did you tell him? Was it like he hasn't talked to you in months, and then suddenly he gets a text that says that about you saying you have cancer, and it's in a passive aggressive manner? Was it something like that, or what? But for real, what is he supposed to say to that? Shit. If that kind of cruelty comes easily, were they ever human at all? I lived. Good shit. Survivor. I'm a survivor. And when I came out of the other side, I wasn't alone. Like, you know, like it's like a spirit that's is like another spirit is hitchhiking inside your body of someone that passed away a long time ago, like that kind of thing, like shared space kind of shit. I was held by people who loved me with no agenda. That's what healing looks like. That's what love actually is. That was the moment I realized who you really were. That was the moment. You knew my fucking story. You knew I'd already been through hell. You watched your own mother go through it. You saw what it did to your own family. You felt what that word means. The fear, the fight, the way it rips everything apart. And you said it anyway? So what the fuck was your excuse? You're mad because he said that was the most passive aggressive cancer reveal ever? LOL. You're mad because he said that? What did he say afterwards? What did he say before? What did you say before? How come you only clipped out his spot? Miss Dramatic. No questions, no compassion, just a joke. Because anyone who can witness your pain and feel absolutely nothing was never someone with a soul to begin with. Heartless. Even after I cut the cord, I couldn't breathe. You had a baby? Because you weren't just a person I left behind. You were a name the internet wouldn't let me forget. Cory. You were still everyone's favorite post, and no one knew what it cost me. Your fans kept showing up in my DMs, acting like they had insight, but they didn't know a damn thing. And of course there was N. She found me through your Xbox friend list, checked my profile, saw my IGN in the bio, and unfollowed me. But I didn't know that yet. I didn't know. Just another gamer sliding in. Nothing strange at first. Then one day, she posted you in her IG stories, and something in me paused. Part 3 comes next. Bro, she wants to be a writer so bad. She wants to be a writer so bad. She wants to write dramatic romance stories and sell them on eBay. Do you, boo boo? You might actually you know what I'm saying, get a following. Do that shit. I think maybe she already is a writer. And she's trying to use this to springboard to catapult her, you know what I'm saying, her career. I don't know. Part 3, here we go. Hold up. So I asked. Oh wait, hold on. This isn't part 3. They were watching Me Too movement. So I asked. Okay, it doesn't actually say movement for those of you who are just listening. So I asked, "Oh, you're a fan of Cory?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm not." She followed up with, "Why?" It came off like a curious question. Like, maybe she knew more than she was letting on. But I wasn't about to assume. What the fuck am I reading? Is that how you want to start this? That's how you want to start this? So I asked, "Oh, you're a fan of Cory?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm not." What the fuck am I reading? What the fuck am I reading? Bruh, what is this? What the fuck? This is part 3? I thought part 2 was supposed to get worse. Part 2 didn't get worse. There was no proof of any allegations. There was no, he did this on this day at this time, made me feel like this. I told him no. He said you could take this anyway. Like there was no type of like. She made it sound like he did that shit. You know what I'm saying? In the last one, she made it sound like he was doing that shit. Because she put him in the same category of someone else who did it. And now we're getting, "Oh, you're a fan of Cory?" "Yeah." "I'm not." What the fuck? Where'd this come from? So I kept it short. We dated. It didn't work out. I didn't realize how she even found me until later. After that post and our conversation, something felt off. So I did some digging and saw she was following you on Xbox. That's when it clicked. She must have found me through Xbox. I don't know how many others she did that with. At the time, she hadn't done anything weird. She seemed nice, just another flower showing support. We had light conversations, nothing alarming. She liked some posts, messaged me here and there. And when you're a creator, that kind of thing happens all the time, so I didn't overthink it. But the vibe was off. Like, she was just watching more than connecting. Like, I didn't have proof, just a gut feeling. I should have listened to it. Then the anonymous IG account showed up. They started calling her out directly. At first, the way they worded it made it sound like I was part of the problem too. But that wasn't the case. No. I messaged them directly to clear it up. They listened. They removed the part about me. That's when they clarified. They weren't trying to come for me. They were trying to warn me. They were calling in out. They didn't have my full story, but they knew enough to see that you weren't good to me. You weren't good to me. How dare you not give me the last of the apple pies? You're not good to me. And somehow, In knew too, before she ever even interacted with me. That's when things started to click. What is she trying to get at? What is she blaming him for? What is she blabbering about? She's just trying to write some dramatic fucking fanfic bullshit type shit. Starring CoryxKenshin. Because this wasn't new behavior. In had done this before. Turns out she had a reputation in your space. Though I didn't know that then. I was still assuming someone, especially you, might step in and shut the chaos down. The account eventually explained their full intent. They wanted the truth out, about you, mostly, but also about In, for the cruel, manipulative shit she was doing in your community, inserting herself into their lives, of the women you were connected to, diggling, meddling, twisting things. Like what? All I'm hearing are accusations. Like, show me something, tell me something. What were they saying? What were they doing? Any type of detail would be great. It's like you're trying to paint a picture without using the primary colors. And messaged you directly. Tried to paint her own version of the story. One where I was the problem and you were aware of what was happening. But you never asked me what was going on. Never checked in. You never even questioned why your name was suddenly tangled in quiet drama. You just watched it unfold like it had nothing to do with you. And not long after that, one of your close friends, Brandon, someone who knew, someone who had never acknowledged me, suddenly started watching my IG stories like clockwork. Like he was assigned. Like you were waiting to see if I'd finally speak. Speak about what? What the fuck is she even trying to talk about? Your friend found me through Xbox. I asked her if she was a friend of yours, if she was a fan of yours. She said she was. I said I wasn't. Bang. Well, oh, now you just now she just doxing my guy, bro. Gotta remember to cut that out. No apology, no courage, just surveillance. And although I hate drama, and this was never something I wanted to be. Yes, it was. Especially when I was minding my own damn business. That's exactly why you wanted to be a part of it. That's exactly why you craved it. That's exactly why you're doing what you're doing now. What are you talking about? It started to feel like a sign, a push I didn't ask for, but maybe I needed. And looking back, I'm grateful. Because of that, I met others. The other women you hurt, one by one, I got introduced to more of them. Women with stories, women with messages they never sent, women who saw the same patterns. You never gave us any attention. The same affection when the same affection when it benefited you. The same withdrawal when your emotions got real. Blame always shifted onto the other person. For the first time in a long time, the weight I've been dragging along alone didn't feel so heavy anymore. We weren't alone, and we weren't broken, just convinced we were. They stayed quiet, just like I did, because they didn't think their voice would matter. Because it's easier to carry the pain than to explain it. Sorry. But pain doesn't need permission to be real. Maybe I was meant to be the one to speak until they're ready to. Bro, if nobody else says anything, I will not be surprised. I'm just saying. Because everyone deserves that moment. No, they are not alone, because everyone deserves that moment. The one where it's safe to exhale, to feel seen, to be heard, to remember they're real. This is my story to tell, and theirs to protect until they're ready. Why speak now? As if timing ever made truth more comfortable. Because why speak about what? You're alleging he did. You are alleging he did something though. That's not cool. So if you're just gonna say that and not actually post some shit, we need some proof of that. Because all these false accusations and shit, you're ruining people's lives. You can't be doing that. Especially if it's a false accusation and the real women that actually go through this shit for real, they end up not being believed anymore because of too many false accusations that, like the story of the boy who cried wolf. Now nobody wants to believe you guys because all you do is cry wolf. And it's never a wolf. It's bullshit. Let's see. Because I was tired of living like your name held more weight than my voice. Tired of wondering if speaking would get me heard or destroyed. Afraid that the second I said your name, people would stop seeing me and start labeling. Did they ever see you? Like you said, he wasn't, but he wasn't in your public world. So what are you talking about? People were seeing you then, or not? Who was seeing you? That the world would care more about protecting your reputation than hearing what you did. What'd he do? Well, everything I am, everything I've built, risked being overshadowed by you. Some people told me to stay quiet, thinking it would protect me, but thinking you had nothing there. But that kind of protection still hurt because it made me feel like the world wasn't ready to hear the truth. And maybe it still isn't. Maybe they'll side with you. But I'd rather be hated for you telling the truth than stay silent to protect your comfort or their denial. This was never about revenge. This is about accountability. You wore kindness in public and cruelty in private, and silence helped you get away with both. I'm done swallowing my story so you can keep your fake reputation intact. Why didn't I leave? Because fuck, I was human. Because I wanted to believe he wasn't as cold as he acted. Because part of me thought love meant fighting through the worst. Because people love to ask, why didn't you just leave? Like they've never clung to the wrong person out of hope. Like they've never swallowed their own voice just to keep the peace. But they never asked, why did he make it so hard? Why did he keep coming back just enough to confuse me? Why did he never let me go, but never fully choose me either? I didn't stay because I was weak. I stayed because I wanted to believe it would be better. It would get better. Because I forgot what I was worth. Because I didn't know how much damage had been done. Because when you're constantly made to feel like you're the issue, you'll start believing pain is what you deserve. But I'm not that girl anymore. Even soft girls snap when they've had enough. And I fucking had enough. Holy shit. And behind all that, life was fucking heavy. I was dragging pain. Bro, she just keeps going on in like a dramatic fashion. She's not saying anything. She's just talking. She's doing a whole lot of talking without saying shit. Trying to survive shit I couldn't even name. Let's get one thing straight. I didn't write this for you to believe me. I'm here to ruin him. I'm not here to ruin him. Sound like you're trying to. I'm not asking you to pick sides. Sound like you're trying to. I'm asking you to sit with the truth, even if it makes you sick. Sure. Oh my god, here we go. Okay, finally, here's something. He hurt people. He manipulated, discarded, and walked away clean every time. I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. Unless someone finally says something. I didn't speak up for years and not because I had nothing to say, but because I knew how this world treats women who speak against men with status. I knew I'd be labeled bitter, jealous, unstable. I knew his fans would tear me down before they ever tried to understand me. Because I knew people would stop seeing me and only see who I was connected to. You don't know me, but you don't know him either. You know the version he shows you. Oh, that's true. The one you want to believe. You weren't there. I was. So if you want to excuse him, go ahead. But own what you're defending because now you're a part of it. You're not defending a good man. You're defending a mask. You can side with him. Just don't act surprised when more stories surface. You've been warned. He didn't just hurt me. He hurt many. Your loyalty to him doesn't make you brave. It makes you blind. Okay. Okay. I don't know about this one, bro. Because she's saying that you don't know him. You're defending a mask. You're not defending him. You're defending a mask. For all we know, advocating for her or believing her is not actually believing her. It's believing a mask. So without any proof, like we haven't seen any proof at all. Like we've seen like a hint of an accusation, which really ain't cool because that's kind of messed up. If that's true, if it's true, it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And then Corey needs to face some type of punishment for that. But if it's not true, then why the fuck even say it in the beginning? If not just for people to try and have people read your little novel, so you can convince them you should be a writer. If you want to be a writer, just be a writer. Just try to write some fan fiction shit. I mean, you obviously want to. You obviously want to. To the girl still watching him with hearts in your eye, thinking you'd be the exception because you're different, prettier, more understanding, more his type. You won't be. He doesn't need a better woman. You sure? You sure? Anyway, he needs to become a better man, and he won't. Well, I will give you that he did say that he didn't have his shit together, and you thought that just meant material possession instead of like men's mental health. Like men have mental health too, you know. Like men require mental health, repairs. You know what I'm saying? We gotta tend to that shit. You could be stunning, soft, loyal, everything he claims he wants. And still, it won't stop what's coming. Because he doesn't just hurt people, he mentally chips away at them. He makes you question your worth, your memory, your tone, your reactions. That's not just bad communication. That's emotional and mental abuse. Now ask yourself this. Would he stay if things got real, messy, vulnerable, human? Would he show up when there's nothing in it for him? Would he make you feel safe or just make sure he feels comfortable? Would he be there if your life fell apart tomorrow? You don't have to wait for proof. The red flags are already there. If you love yourself, leave now. Before you lose pieces of your mind, your heart, and your identity, trying to decode a man who was never meant to be held. Because no version of yourself, not the strongest, most beautiful, or most forgiving, can fix a man who's addicted to power over your own soul. Find someone who doesn't destroy the people who love him. To those who looked up to him, I know your experience may have been different. Some of you found comfort in his comfort, maybe even hope when you needed it most. And I won't take that from you. But the truth I've shared here is mine. It's my truth. It may be hard to read. Oh, it's hard to stomach. It may be hard to read. It was even harder to live through, wait, what? Through and write about? Oh, okay. I see. It's harder to live through and write about. Fail on my part. It just changes how you see him. I'm sorry for what that takes from you. But I couldn't keep swallowing my pain just to protect the version of him the world wanted to believe in. I know not everyone will be ready to hear this. Some will deny it. Some will defend him. Some will twist it into something it's not, because of facing the truth is harder than holding on to the version they were shown. People will say what they want. They always do. I didn't write this for them. I wrote it because I was there and they weren't. And that's the only difference that matters. No extra words, no permission, no apology, just truth. And scene. Fuck. God damn, that was the most dramatic thing I read all year. Holy fuck. Now, you may be wondering why I obviously don't believe I don't know. I honestly don't believe the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And well, there's a reason. I mean, just because I don't believe it doesn't mean other people don't believe it. Hold on, my headphones are off. Because other people, they were quick to believe it. You know how the internet be. Like the internet be full of people, bro. People. Ugh. But anyway, let me show you something. Some people were quick to start believing this shit. A fan of Cory's or Panda's or whatever, someone named Jordy.png posted, quote unquote, I actually did something to you while you were sleeping.
Do something!
With Cory in the background. Like, bruh. That's so messed up. I don't know, man. Because some people aren't willing to do the due diligence or even wait to hear someone else's side, to see what's going on, to get the full story. They'll just take anything and run with it. Check this shit out.
Between me and Cory.
This guy right here goes by the name Alpha X Alpha. ALPHA XALFA. He did a interview with the girl that posted all that stuff about Cory, the accusations and ish. Well, check this out.
Like
y'all are,
the essay
God,
happened to me when I was younger.
a whole
And
different
we're not-
person.
and it has nothing to do with him. Like, and I said that many times in my letter. I never said it. You guys kind of assume because of his wording in the video that he's saying something weird, like, but he was being playful and he was like saying like things like
Thank you for saying
like,
that.
to laugh. Like, we were like, that's something we both laughed at. Like, that's something that didn't make me feel uncomfortable about him. Like, he didn't make me feel uncomfortable in that video. But if you guys read the point of view on there, I never said that was the essay video. I literally said that this is one of the moments that I had with him that that it seemed like it was real, but it wasn't.
So the person that just said, then why post this?
Yeah. Why post that shit? And then why post this whole fucking long ass thing after posting those other clips about him making that statement about SA? He made this whole thing seem like he had done something to you. This whole thing was in the context. All these recent posts about Cory have been in the context of that he had done something to you. You had the video. You had the video of him saying,
I'm still on.
Hey,
Good.
Cory, what did you do?
Do nothing. Look, this camera, this fetish that I do.
What?
I'm sorry. I just got this fetish that I do.
Did you watch me sleep?
Hmm?
Did you watch me sleep?
Yeah, I actually did something to you while you were asleep too.
What?
I'm sorry. I just got this fetish.
you posted that, then you posted this and you posted all this other shit, making it look like Cory had done something to you, just to
Between me and
finally be on a live call with him and finally say that Cory didn't do shit to you. Like, that's fucked up. You hinted at the fact the entire time. The entire fucking time. Cory hasn't said anything about this yet. At least I haven't seen anything that he said about this. But I'll keep an eye on it. See what else is going on. But that shit's crazy, bro. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's why say it in the first place? And then at the end of at the end of this part 3, say all that shit about if you're a girl that likes him, run from him, and if you're someone that looks up to him, then think, think second thoughts and like that because he's hurt people, blah 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 blah. Why make all this big whole fuss, and then be like, oh, by the way, he didn't actually essay me because of the clout, because you want that clout. Like I said in the beginning, you wanted him to put you in his public space. You wanted him, put you in his public world. But since he didn't do that, you didn't get the clout that you thought that you would get from dating him. So now you did this whole thing just because he got back with you after breaking up with you. He hits you up. It's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You trying to smash? And then she goes on about this. She makes a mountain out of a molehill with that, talking about how she's been essayed and all this other stuff and blah 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 blah, just like blowing that shit out of proportion. And then even alluding to the fact that he essayed you as well as the person who essayed you when you were younger. Just for you saying you went through all that just to try and get the clout that you didn't get from that you thought you would get from dating him. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? It was like all that just for nothing. Just to try and get that little bit of clout, bro. Like, and now people have, now he's got shit like this floating around about him. Like, you trying to ruin the man's image. You trying to ruin the man's image for your own come up. That's fucking devious. That's fucked up. That's diabolical. Hell nah, bro. Holy shit. This whole thing has just been her trying to get clout from their past relationship and making it seem like Cory did something. If she didn't have, like, imagine all the women who do the same thing to other men, but they don't actually come out and admit that the men that didn't SA them, and they lean harder in on the accusations and make up the details of made up situations. That's like, that shit actually happens, and that's why I'm saying, like, all this whole believe all women shit, you can't do that anymore, because there's so many women willing to tell a lie, willing to just lie to you in order for their own benefit, so they can get some clout off that shit. If Cory says anything, then I'll let you know. If I see that he says anything, then I'll let you know. I'll be looking out for it, but I'm not sure if he's gonna say anything. He doesn't really need to. I mean, people have already seen that she admitted that he didn't do anything. But some people are still going to some people who aren't going to do the due diligence and look it up are going to think that he actually did that shit and are going to expect to hear something from him. But damn, yeah. So far, that's all we got. That's all we got for now. So, holy shit! I didn't mean for this video to turn out to be like an hour and a half long. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. That's messed up. That's messed up. Anyway. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and peace.